Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty of 5 of the 6 counts of which she was charged.
Okay. Can I ask a question right up top?
Sure.
So she was found guilty of sex trafficking underage women. Did the trial make any note of who she was trafficking them to?
No, not. I don't.
Like
I know it seems like burying the lead, right?
Ingredient in sex trafficking.
Yeah, no, it was just about her and Epstein. And I think, in fact, they actually are like specifically not going to look into that. I think they have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but they are having a thing with Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew is going to be.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're going after Prince Andrew next.
Well, good thing he has no sweat glands. Otherwise, he'd really be sweating.
Oh yeah, what was that
now.
again? What was that?
He was saying that an account of an underage girl about being sex trafficked, being basically raped by him, wasn't true because he's like, I guess she said
she described him as sweaty,
and he's like, I don't have any, I can't sweat. Right. I have a congenital non-sweating condition. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
he's so guilty. Am I allowed to say that?
I mean, we are not. We have no power. We have no gavel, so I think we're allowed to say that in the court of public opinion of Jamie Peck's opinion. Yeah,
I will bang my seltzer on the table and declare him fucking guilty.
There, you did it. You got the guilt by seltzer. Bang. Yeah, seltzer guilt. So case closed. Let's play what the Dersh had to say. And Alan Dershowitz, of course, he did serve as Epstein's lawyer at a certain point. In case people don't know this, he himself has been accused of sex trafficking, of being a friend of Epstein and partaking in the sex trafficking.
No, he just got a massage, right? Or is that somebody else?
Bill Clinton got the massage.
I got a non-sexual massage. Yeah. My wife got one too. It was all strictly on
I saw Alan Dershowitz on an airplane, but just going to Miami, nothing that exotic. Yeah.
Jeez. Well, let's get more analysis of that verdict now. We can speak to constitutional lawyer Alan Dershowitz, who joins us now. This was a much-watched trial, and after a long set of deliberations spanning Christmas with a break, suddenly the jury reached a verdict.
Well, I think the most important thing, particularly for British workers, is that the government was very careful who it used as witnesses. It did not use as a witness the woman who accused Prince Andrew, accused me, accused many other people, because the government didn't believe she was telling the truth. In fact,
he very casually includes the fact he's basically responding to a verdict which found Maxwell guilty of 5 of 6 charges. He thinks this is a good time to focus on someone whose testimony was not in court. Like her testimony was very pivotal for all this, but she didn't testify in court. So he thinks it's a good idea to dwell on that and slide in the fact that she had accused not just Prince Andrew, but him. Okay. Let's keep going.
Ghislaine was mentioned in the trial as somebody who brought young people to Epstein for him to abuse. And so this case does nothing at all to strengthen in any way the case against Prince Andrew. Indeed, it weakens the case against Prince Andrew considerably because the government was very selective in who it used. It used only witnesses who they believed were credible, and they deliberately didn't use the main witness, the woman who started the whole investigation, Virginia Giuffre, because ultimately they didn't believe she was telling the truth. They didn't believe that a jury would believe her, and they were right in doing so. So it was very smart on the part of the government.
So just to clarify, he's basically saying, I'm going to tell you about that trial where Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty of 5 out of 6 charges, 5 of 6 counts. And here's the most important thing to know. It's good that they didn't go with the testimony of this person who's a liar, and she lied about Prince Andrew and me. And she's not believable. She's not credible. Okay.
Prince Andrew is like, stop talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I can't believe that Dershowitz is an evil, smart man. He's very smart. But sometimes I guess when you're enmeshed in something, you're better judgment. I mean, this is like, he's just directing it to himself in a way that he can't help it, I guess. Anyway, let's keep going.
and yet the version, the image that was portrayed of Ghislaine Maxwell as a sophisticated predator is the one that the jury have agreed with.
Well, the jury agreed that she helped Jeffrey Epstein in his activities. And the question then is whether or not she will be sentenced as if she were Jeffrey Epstein or sentenced as if she were simply somebody who facilitated and helped. And the other question is, who else will be charged? Because the testimony introduced evidence that other people were guilty and involved. Again, Virginia Giuffre, she was alleged by the same women who the jury believed to have brought them to Jeffrey Epstein, knowing that they were underage, getting undressed, having sex with Epstein in front of them when they were underage, in order to encourage them also to have sex with Epstein. So I think the next question is, when will Virginia Giuffre be indicted and charged, rather than her accusing people like Prince Andrew and me and Ehud Barak and George Mitchell and the dozens of other people who she's accused. So the next question is, who else will be charged for facilitating Jeffrey Epstein's misconduct?
Okay, so more stuff to unpack. He goes back to her. He can't leave the subject. He's using, this is supposed to be, I mean, shame on the fucking BBC, but obviously we shouldn't be surprised given that they literally do men on the street interviews with Pinochet relatives. But like, you're not supposed to ask someone who's implicated in a legal case their like official juristic opinion on a case. Like, you're not an expert weighing in on this when you're someone who's literally part of that case. So they're insane. He's insane or just evil because he goes back to, again, he's just smearing and discrediting this one woman who's accused him of sex trafficking, or accused him of being involved in this, right? And then he's like basically arguing for her to be prosecuted.
The whole thing is very weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, why would they interview?
Yeah, why is this guy being interviewed? Like, once the sentence like against me should never be part of an analysis of a legal case.
No. I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not very professional myself, but even I know that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be one thing if they were like, Mr. Dershowitz, what does it feel like to be accused by this person? Not like, tell us your hot take as an impartial legal scholar, constitutional lawyers, they call them, calling balls and strikes.
He's also kind of acting like Jeffrey Epstein is the only person who had sex with these.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yes.
Trafficked underage women, when in fact we know that is not the case.
Right. And note what he does. This is interesting. He says, Virginia Giuffre, who accused me, Ehud Barak, George Mitchell, he's assuming that we wouldn't believe that Ehud Barak, a prime minister of Israel, or that George Mitchell, who is a diplomat, that these people are incapable of it. He's kind of like old school pre-Me Too. He's thinking like, obviously these very reputable people with a lot of power wouldn't be raping women. Like, how ridiculous is it?
Yeah,
he doesn't realize that for most of us,
man in a position of power has
right.
ever used it to rape a woman.
Right. A young woman. So clearly it's as ridiculous to accuse. And also it's like, this guy, you look like such a fucking putz. Like, sex crimes aside, like, you're not endearing yourself to anyone here by like smearing and victim blaming someone who accused you. It's one thing when it's like you're victim blaming someone who accused your friends and like your circuit, your dinner party circuit. But like when you're actually in there, it's just not a good look.